All right, time for the number one Nets segment. Listen before you speak. So we each get to ask a question if we were talking to a player or coach. And then after that, so first we listen to what we think would be said. And then we get 10 words or less to say something to some players or coaches. So I'll start it out. My question would be for Kenny Atkinson is, are you trying to prove a point, or do you actually think Karis LeVert shouldn't be out there for crunch time? That would be my question for Kenny Atkinson. And I know he did this with D'Angelo Russell to start the season off last year, and D'Angelo Russell bounced back, and that was awesome. But I also didn't agree with it because that could have affected D'Angelo Russell like horribly. Like, it's awesome that it didn't, but I know a lot of players that is going to affect them negatively. I don't think Karis LeVert's that type of a guy. But now we've seen this a few times already this season where Karis LeVert's not on the court at the end of games. And he's, talent-wise, he's probably your second best player on the team. He didn't play the last 8 minutes against Detroit. I don't understand that. Even if he's playing bad, even if he's having the worst game, I feel like he is someone who needs to be out there on crunch time. And especially as reckless as Dinwiddie was playing against Detroit, I don't understand why LeVert's not out there in important times.
I feel you, bro. Here's my question. I wrote, are we playing like this to make sure KD doesn't come back this year?
Oh, my. That is a good one. That is a good one.
We're just trying to make sure that, like, there's no questions asked. If we got off to a ridiculous start, say we, I don't know, only lost one of these games, people would already be, on that, like, yo, KD, this team's great. Imagine what happens with KD. Like, we're playing so average or under average right now that no one is talking about KD coming back to join this team this year. Like, it's kind of like we're making sure that KD's not going to come back until next season. There's no rejoining the Nets for the playoffs this year.
And I almost think the Warriors told Steph, break your hand, man. Like, we need to take this year off.
Yeah,
but we also,
look at that.
We have too much pride to just not make the playoffs. So just break your hand, man. We'll come back next year.
Look at that over there. Look at how the mighty have fallen. They're talking about the Warriors tanking, the Warriors getting the first pick. Draymond's by himself over there. Klay obviously is out for most of the year, if not the whole year. And now Steph breaks his hand, and people are saying, hey, Steph, you should just chill this year. This year's a waste. But it shows you how much, KD is the man. It shows you how much KD leaving affects his team. And, KD was on First Take talking about his decision to leave was based a lot around what happened with Draymond. I don't know. It's interesting. But, yeah, my question was, hey, are we playing like this? So we make sure there's no doubts. KD's definitely not coming back to join this squad.
So is KD coming back, though? You say he's able to go, and we're 60 again. KD coming back or not?
No. Now I'm with you, Sean Marks. Now I'm with you. KD is done. Absolutely not. For the 2019-20 season, there is no KD. After seeing what this team looks like so far, there's no reason to rush KD back.
Yeah, I'm saying no, but with a little bit of you never know.
You never know, though.
And I know my emotions if we're in the playoffs, it's just get Kevin Durant out there. Let's win the NBA Finals. I know my mindset, especially if we're playing Philly. I hate Philly. All right, so, and then 10 words or less. My 10 words or less is Jared Allen, DeAndre Jordan. Don't practice free throws together because they have been horrible this year. Just absolutely horrible. And when we signed DeAndre Jordan, it's he's shooting 77% from the free throw line. This guy's fixed, man. He's part of this team. Well, this year he's 46% on his free throws, and Jared Allen is 47% on his free throws. Both guys have dropped off. Now, I understand it's 6 games, but you know what? Jared Allen's free throw shooting cost us a game.
Yeah,
it's he definitely cost us a game with his free throws against Minnesota. So I don't know what happened with both these guys dropping off 6 games, but we need them to have them practicing on separate sides of the court because they got to be picking up bad habits. Have DeAndre shooting them with Kyrie and have Jared Allen shooting them with Dinwiddie. Do not let them practice.
Dinwiddie be missing his shots too.
That's true. Just I feel like they're picking up bad technique, and there's like, oh, like I don't have to make this one in practice because they're gonna be mad at Jared because he's gonna miss his, and then DeAndre's thinking the same thing. Like, get these free throws figured out.
All right, here's my 10 words or less. KD, coach these guys up if Kenny can't.
That's good. And
KD,
that's tough because Kenny is the guy, and Kenny, like any NBA coach, has an ego. I wonder how he feels about like if Kevin Durant's in there, like you gotta do this, and not undercutting him, but if there is like something that's not KD saying like don't listen to him, but like if KD goes and tells him something that Kenny might not agree with, like how that all might work.
hey, KD has been dressed on the sidelines like a coach. KD is a beautiful basketball mind. I see he's into the game. Coach these guys up. Tell them some stuff. Give them some game, bro. You are one of the best basketball players of all time. Tell them the little things we got to do because this is your team for the future. So even if you're not coming back this year, be an extra coach. Be an assistant coach.
Yeah. And you keep on bringing up Kevin Durant. It makes me want him back on the team, like now. So I'd say back like he's been there, but he hasn't been. All right, so we went through that segment. Make sure tweet us your questions or your 10 words or less. I know like we're starting off, but we'd love to have everyone do that for each episode. Be kind of like our running thing. Keith, any like final thoughts before we close this out? I mean, we got 3 games ahead of us before next, so that's how the episodes are going to go from now on. After every 3 games, we'll have an episode. So this week we've got New Orleans, Portland, and Phoenix. So we'll probably have one out next Tuesday, maybe Monday afternoon. But Keith, any final thoughts you have before we go?
Yeah, patience. I just said it with KD. We got to be patient for KD to come back. We also got to be patient with this team. We got some talent, and we got some time. These guys are going to figure it out. There's too many good players on this team. We got superstars on this team. Kenny, I think, is a good coach, and he's going to figure out how to coach these guys and do what they got to do. Like, we got to be patient, and I think we'll have a good team, when we're looking back on this season. Right now it's tough because we all want it so fast. We've all been waiting for this time, the hype of the offseason, but just try and be patient.
Yeah, patience is key, but also like these next 3 games. New Orleans, we should win that game. Phoenix, we should definitely win that game.
Yeah.
And Portland,
big week.
It's not like not necessarily a game we should win, but it's the game we should be in and be able to win. Like just kind of the same way Houston is. So yeah, that's a show. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Now, if you're listening to this, when we make it huge and we're like the best Nets podcast, and then they're like, "Oh, Bobby Keith, start a whole NBA podcast," you can be like, "I was part of the day one." We'll have to make some. We need to actually. I should have thought of this before, but we have to think of some inside joke before we end the show. Maybe the listeners can help us out with that. And the way you really could help us is, since we're starting, leave us a rating and review on iTunes. And I know from doing the Talkin Giants podcast, a lot of people are like that don't have iPhones. Like, well, how do I rate and review? It's like, sorry, man. Like, you just keep supporting us and hitting that download button. So yeah,
send the link. Send the link to a friend.
I guarantee you that we will be the best Nets podcast. That's how much I believe in myself and Keith. And I'm just a cocky human being in general.
Yeah, I'm confident as well. I think we got it, man.
So that's a show. We will see you guys next week. Make sure to follow along. Until then, let's go Nets.
Let's go Brooklyn.